Stay tuned till the end of the video for the Skelly End Video Question. Movies, am I right? I love movies. They are one of my favorite types of media. But there are some real bad movies out there. But throw that out the window because we are talking about my top 5 favorite movies. Now, gotta warn you all that this video is not going in depth about each of these movies. Instead, I'm going to give a mildly sized synopsis that I wrote, not that I found online. And then I'm going to tell you why I love the film, then explain the actors, which, might I add, kind of do that during the synopsis, not really at the end, but you'll find out. And also, the reason I am not going into much detail is because these movies are all on my list of video ideas, so I can do a full-on review. Also, this topic was voted on my Discord server, the Skelly Squad, and on my YouTube community tab. So from now on, you guys can be able to vote on topics for the upcoming videos. So yeah, don't forget to like, subscribe, and now let's get on to our number 5 spot. Megamind is a PG animated superhero film from 2010, which in my opinion, really defines the animated superhero genre. Which when I say that, I don't mean animation is a genre, it's an art form, which really any genre can conform to. I mean that the superhero genre inside of the animation art form, so I usually would not explain something like that, but some people exist that need that. So in Megamind, an alien named Megamind, haha, no duh, with his minion named Minion, haha, no duh, falls to Earth from their dying home planet. But there is also another baby escape pod from their neighboring planet, and this baby is the future Metro Man. After landing in a prison on Earth, Megamind had a really hard, relatively evil childhood. He ends up growing up to be Metro City's biggest villain until he, quote-unquote, kills Metro Man, and he takes over the city. Then he feels lonely from no fighting, then makes another Metro Man using dandruff DNA, called Titan, out of this loser dude. Then he turns evil. More evil than Megamind. Then they find out Metro Man isn't dead, and a fight happens. Now, I know this isn't a great review, but that's because it's not and isn't supposed to be. Also, this one, number 3 and number 2 are also rather on the shorter side. The Ballad of Buster Scruggs is a 2018 rated R Western anthology film directed by Joel and Ethan Coen. With 6 segments, so I'm going to real quickly go over each of the 6 segments. So first, the namesake of the film, The Ballad of Buster Scruggs, about a fancy outlaw gunslinger played by Tim Blake Nelson of Oh Brother Where Art Thou fame. In The Ballad of Buster Scruggs, though he's easily one of the best characters right above Harrison. So moving on to Near Algodones. Near Algodones is about a young man who attempted to rob a bank and gets shot at by a man covered in pans and almost hung when saved by an illegal cow rustler. Then he is caught cow rustling, then hung. So yeah, that's really it. On to segment 3, Meal Ticket. There is an entertainer who is a full-body amputee named Harrison, and his caretaker, Impresario, have a traveling cart show, but inevitably Impresario finds a replacement for Harrison and makes Harrison swim. Harrison was my favorite character in The Ballad of Buster Scruggs until I realized the greatness of Buster Scruggs himself. So his death is kind of, bullshit. But nonetheless, Meal Ticket is one of, if not the second best segment in this peak film. The 4th segment in this film is beautiful scenery-wise, but the story, in my opinion, is not the best. But not bad, and that is All Gold Canyon, about an old pioneer-ish type man who goes to find gold in this beautiful canyon area. And after many moons go by, this man gets shot by a guy, then kills that guy and leaves to come back for more gold. it's oddly long for being so simple. Yeah, but on to our fifth segment, The Gal Who Got Rattled. A story of a lone woman on a wagon train as she falls in love with a man named Billy Knapp, and then dies by quote-unquote self-murder during an attack by Native Americans. But I'm not one for a quote-unquote love story, but this is one of the best love stories I've ever seen. The connection between Billy Knapp and the lady, which I forgot to mention, her name is Alice Longabout. It's nice, and there are theories that Mr. Arthur, the man who went with Alice during the Native American attack, used the Native American attack as a cover, which just to kill Alice, which is interesting, so I'm adding that to the list of possible future video ideas for maybe being on the next video poll. So, on to the last segment of this film, The Mortal Remains, which is so odd and confusing that I don't even know how to describe it well. So this part of the video, in this small but large part of the video, where I tell you to watch The Ballad of Buster Scruggs on your own. It's on Netflix, and it's a Netflix exclusive. So yeah, on to number 3. Batman The Dark Knight is a sequel to Batman Begins, starring Christian Bale as Batman. It follows the story of the up-and-coming Joker, who instantly comes up with bank heists and citywide terrorism to get them. There is also Two-Face, also known as Harvey Dent, and who is the Gotham City District Attorney, who gets half of his face destroyed in a Joker attack. He obviously becomes evil, who wouldn't, and uses his coin methodology from the comics. But as I said in the Megamind segment of this video, that is that this part and the next part are shorter to put more spotlight on to number 4 and number 1. Step Brothers is a very inappropriate adult comedy from 2008 where two middle-aged men named Brennan Huff and Dale Doback, who live with their mother and father respectively, whose parents meet and get married. So these spoiled brats are forced to get along, but over a few weeks, they do, until they screw up, and I won't get into it now, but it may have something to do with boats and hoes. So they start fighting with their father until he divorces the mom, and then they are forced to grow up but in the end, I love this movie. It may be funnier than the last movie on this list. It just depends on the mood I'm in when I watch them. So on to the last film. In a galaxy very, 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 very far away, there was the movie Spaceballs from 1987, which in my opinion is the best movie in the world. Spaceballs is about planet Spaceball, ruled by President Scrooge, where they wasted their atmosphere and now must go to their neighbors on planet Druidia and take some of their atmosphere. But instead of doing that kindly by asking for some air, they go and steal their atmosphere. On the planet of Druidia, it's Princess Vespa's wedding, but Princess Vespa does not want to be in an arranged marriage, so her and her female droid, Dot Matrix, escape in the King's brand new white Mercedes 2001 SEL limited edition with a moonroof and all-leather interior, which he got a good price on. But nonetheless, Princess Vespa and Dot Matrix escape. The King calls in Lone Star and his sidekick Barf, played by the late John Candy. But they intercept a beam sent by the captain of the Spaceballs main ship, Spaceball 1, who is manned by Dark Helmet and his first man, Colonel Sanders. And then hilarity ensues, but overall this movie is the best, honestly. I love it, and more than probably all of these movies combined. And I cannot wait to do a full review of it. 10 out of 10. Well, I hope you guys liked this video, which was from, of course, a poll I did on my Discord server and the Skelly Squad, and of course on my community tab. I should clarify that these polls go on for only 4 hours before they're done, so you should either join the Skelly Squad or subscribe to see polls when they happen. Also, I have a podcast called Us Be Ramblin' with my friend Hope, and a Twitter, which is @SkellyGaming0. Also, this should be my longest video so far, but I have something secret coming up. That's way longer. Also, the comment of the last video was a response to the question, what is your favorite Left 4 Dead 2 weapon workshop mod? The winner is @Samo8162, which states, the Meow gun is rad, awesome video man, keep it up. What a lovely comment, Samo, and I'm guessing that you're referring to the cat gun featured in the video. Video's question is, what is your favorite movie? Leave your answer in the comments so you may be chosen like Samo next video. Alrighty, goodbye.